Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a long time since I have recorded a YouTube video and I've been dragging my feet about it. I can't really say why, other than the fact that YouTube can seem intimidating and time consuming. But like I talked the same amount. The other day I recorded a video essay that was meant to be like 5 minutes max for 9 minutes. And an average YouTube video I wanted to be like between 10 and 20 minutes, so I don't know what the big deal is. And incidentally or coincidentally, I'm wearing the same gown I wore the first time I created a YouTube video. Like I've only created one official YouTube video and I was wearing this gown. And I was like, I can't change it. I don't like it when I worn clothes, then I have to rewear. And I have to wear another clothes because I'm not interested in washing it. But anyway, that's you didn't ask for that. Today we're going to be talking about not rushing, my content creation journey, and YouTube as my anchor pillar. So, I think I should start with content creation because that leads directly into why I'm not rushing. You see a fly here and there in the camera. That's just you. That's just the fly's fault. Ignore. For content creation, I've been in content creation for 6 weeks now. Yeah, 6 weeks if I'm correct. That's a little over a month. And today or tomorrow would be the sixth week, so to speak. And in all the time I've been doing content creation in the of 6 weeks, I've learned or I've found myself at a place where I really just can't keep hanging myself out to dry, in the sense that I keep pushing myself towards like this thing of make your content like this content because this is what sells, do this hook, do this visual hook, do this kind of editing, rather than using it as a way to find myself. When I first rather before I even started creating content, I told myself the first 3 months I'm going to make it. I think a bird just pooped somewhere, and I really hope it didn't poop on any clothes that are outside. But anyway, I told myself I was going to use the first 3 months to figure out what I wanted to do with content, because at the time I didn't know what I wanted to do. But then I became sure. I was like, I know what I want to do. And me and ChatGPT and Gemini, I've had several revisions of what my content is, how it will look like. And it was only earlier this week that I even wrote out in detail the kind of people I want to reach, because I'd been having like a crisis with finding target audience. And I just felt like I don't know that I need a target audience at this point, but at least I know I want to talk to people like me. So, who exactly am I making content for? So, I wrote the whole thing in my journal under inspiration of the Holy Spirit and got there. But there's now that thing to rush. So, I've been rushing from the very beginning, in the sense that I've been wanting to just get things done, to know what I'm doing and just know it, and that's the end. Because everybody on the internet actually tells you should know this, you should know this, you should be very, very certain about these kinds of things. For instance, you should know what your content is about, who your content is for, when you're going to post, how often you're going to post. But the thing is, when you're just starting out, it's very difficult to actually know those things until you start doing it and then you realize what works and what doesn't work. Posting every day might not work. Posting every other day might work. Posting every other day might not work. It might just not go with where you are right now. Posting every day works for me. And I don't think even if I have more work, I'm going to reduce it. But I may be speaking too soon. But I've learned how to batch create. I'm not perfect at it, but at least I get the general idea of batch creating. And I think it's something I can do for a whole day if I really wanted to do it, and just dedicate a whole day to creating like weeks or months worth of content and preparing for it. But right now, that's not feasible. A few 7 videos a day, every other day works for me. Like today, I'm going to record 2 YouTube videos, and from that, I've gotten like 5 other ideas. Because when I was planning for this YouTube video, I wanted to start planning for another week of content, and I was thinking, okay, what should I write? And I just felt like the Holy Spirit was like, make YouTube your anchor, your content anchor. Let it be the thing that solidifies every other thing. But because I'd been running away from YouTube for so long, that couldn't really work now, could it? But now it can work. So that's advice you will hear. That's commonplace advice or common market advice you will hear. Like have long form content, and from your long form content, you can have like other pieces of content that you can now. There's a word they call it, that you can now repurpose rather than thinking of new ideas. It's true, it works. But if you don't do YouTube, that probably won't work for you. And not everybody's cut out to do YouTube first. I mean, YouTube came last, and I was thinking, oh, I want to have gear. I'd want to have a better environment before I started recording YouTube videos. But obviously, that's not the case. I just have to make do with what I have. But back to the idea of rushing and like to keep or not keep rushing. It's like I've always been rushing for as long as I've known. I've always been in a haste to make money, been in a haste to succeed, been in a haste to just get out of the trenches. I don't think I've ever been in the trenches in the sense that when people say trenches, but I feel like I've been in my own version of what I would deem the trenches. And for me, I just wanting to get out of it for a very long period of time. I've just been wanting for the breakthrough to happen because I envisioned the breakthrough, say, like how the children of Israel had the Red Sea parted for them. It was an obvious breakthrough, it was an obvious open miracle. But I'm coming to certain realities, which is like the breakthrough doesn't always look like that. Sometimes the breakthrough is like the woman in Second Kings, I think 3 or 4, the woman with the widow with the jar of oil, and she's it's not big miracle, except it's a huge miracle because she has oil and then she goes to borrow all these vessels and all of a sudden she has more oil until all the vessels finish. And I think over the past few months of my life, it's been extremely difficult. It's actually been extremely difficult handling so many changes and so many losses and so many discouraging things because it's like when you think something is going to work, it's not going to work. Like I thought I would still have a job by now, I don't. I thought that, content would be better by now. It's way better actually. I think that's one thing I've got going for me this year. It's like content. I think that's something that has worked. But even then, I wouldn't have said that last week or even earlier this week that content is working because my idea of working content would be the numbers, would be something else. But I'm trying to change my metric on what success looks like, especially when I know where I'm coming from. I know my editing is way better because you didn't want to see me edit week 1. And now week 6, it's like, whoa, I didn't even know I could edit. I'd always told myself editing is not for me. I don't have the brains for it. But earlier this year, I had like a mindset change, sponsored by the Holy Spirit again. And I was like, yeah, I can learn it. Like I have a brain and I can allow my brain to learn it. I don't have to be stuck in a cycle of this is not for me. All of those things. I'm conscious of the time, but the back camera is facing me. So I actually don't know how much time I've been speaking for. But I think the last thing I want to touch on for this video is YouTube as essentially the anchor pillar. And it seems so ridiculous, but YouTube will now become my anchor pillar. I'm trying to do like 2 long form videos a week. So from next week, of course, I'll do 2 long form videos. I think I'll post this one this week and then, start doing 2 long form. And long form means like maybe 20 minutes at most, but to just get used to posting on YouTube. I think I'm always so concerned with other people's journeys. And I started watching like a video of someone, and one thing she said in the video was that, her name is Gabrielle Anara or something, I don't know. But she was talking about how content changed her life. I'm not done with the video yet. But then she went ahead to say that my journey is different from your journey. And I think that was something I hadn't really realized, even though it's so obvious. Because when you look at content advice all over the internet, the one thing they fail to tell you that they should tell you first is that your journey cannot be like another person's journey. Somebody else is going to blow up fast and you're not going to. In fact, I've been wanting to blow, I've been wanting God to just, push me, like use the algorithm to just push my content, but it's like I'm a confused individual. I don't even know who my content is for. I don't know how I want my content to look like. I'm still awkward showing up on camera. Like I know that, especially in my talking head videos, it's like I need to do better. My TikToks, I'm more comfortable with them because I feel like I come across authentic. But for my Instagram videos that are supposed to be more curated, I just feel like it's awkward and it's a bit fake. to be very honest. And that's the content I want God to push out. If God pushed out that content, I'll eventually it sounds extreme, but it's something that can make someone kill themselves. Because if you have to keep putting on a show that you're not comfortable with or you're not proud of, but that's something that other people like, do you see the problem? It's a huge problem. So I'm like, you don't even know where you are with content, and you already told yourself you're gonna give yourself 3 months. So why the rush? Why the instinctual need to just get it all done now? Like, why not enjoy the waiting season? Why not enjoy the pruning season? Side note, it's one waiting season I've enjoyed all my life is like waiting to like be in relationships with anyone, whether friendships or romantic relationships, because I just feel like without the burden of that, life can be much more enjoyable. But when you do have it, life can also be much, much more enjoyable. But the times where you don't have it, I don't think it's an indicator that you need to have it. I just think you should enjoy where you are right now. So I don't understand why I can apply that same ideology to content and everything else in my life rather than rushing, rushing, rushing. Even in academics, it's like, oh, I want to rush to get to this place. I want to get to. It's like, no, I am where I'm at right now. I'm trying to get better. I told one of my friends that I saw content advice, and it was like he tries to make the best. The guy in the video was saying, oh, I'm trying to make the best video. The best video I make tomorrow is going to be the best video I've ever made. And I'm like, I looked at him through the screen and I was like, that cannot be me. Like, I was like, I reject that. Go for beat. I can't put myself under that kind of pressure. He has a whole team, for goodness sake. You have a team, you have an editor, you have a personal assistant, you have a manager, you have an agency, you have brand sponsorships. I don't have nothing. And okay, and you live in a country that works generally. I don't have any of that. But you want me to show up online with the best video I've ever created. What kind of unnecessary pressure is that for me? That may be pressure that drives somebody else to succeed, but that kind of pressure drives me into the ground. Because while it may not give me decision paralysis, it does make me unable or does make me it makes me or it is sure to make me unable to see how far I've come and to appreciate myself, to appreciate the work I've put in, but more importantly to appreciate God for making me do something I never thought I would do, like content. So yeah, that's the purpose of this video. Just to have a brief chat about not rushing, content creation, and how YouTube is going to be my new anchor pillar. So if you're watched to the end of the video, which I doubt, thank you for watching to the end of the video. If you like my videos, please subscribe, please follow, please share, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.